Yeah, so I wake up this morning and I see a message, and it's Access Rattblood. Are you here, Rattblood?
And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
I'm Access fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood, I see. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about
it. And then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access, and then you got people like Access.
Are you here, Rattblood?
I'm Access fucking Rattblood.
Access Rattblood. Most abundant and successful king hero that we are all sitting at this very moment. Are you willing to accept that as a truth? That you are a worthy man and that your penis is okay?
all these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now.
Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rattblood?
Who the fuck is Access Rattblood?
I'm Access fucking Rattblood, bitch.
All these Access people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm Access fucking Rattblood. Hello, friends and enemies of YouTube. It is I, the Access. And yes, I'm conjuring demons and throwing spells. This is a daily endeavor for a particular season of time. And it was an auspicious day where the cycles felt right. I felt the cold hand in the air, waving with spirits around me. And upon this, and in the depths of it, I realized for a moment exactly what position I needed to take. Let's look at the possibility of a lesser God, a fallen angel. One who has the spark of the seed of divinity from those who cast themselves down to fulfill that lustful desire and bred forth children of abomination and the daughters of men. And as they populated and spread, and man was taught the ways of a higher knowledge than what a greater God would have them know, sometimes we find ourselves amidst all the self-righteous behavior of those indignant who claim that I'm a demon. Well, I might be the son of one. Quite possible. But am I the full manifestation of a demon? I fall short of that. I do so apologize. But do I have the ability to summon such things? That's a whole nother question now, isn't it? When you cast slurs and you belittle a demon, that demon will take notice of the disrespect. So steadfast in your faith of a higher God, you poke and you prod. And that's one thing. Let's say they don't take you to be of any value or adversarial equal. But those children who serve themselves, those who embark to endeavor to cast the title of demon on mortal man, well, if I was a demon, I would find that offensive. And I generally keep Pazuzu to hold back the demon that I am most familiar with, a hedonistic demon, the Archduke of Hell, he who casts legion, the father of lustful desire and the abominations of birth between divinity and the creation of man, the ever-roaming, lustful presence of a fire that is unextinguishable, raging and tearing through you. Tonight, I don't hold that thing at bay. Tonight, I allow it to manifest, but not for me to feel any desire of lustful behavior. No, I had a Pazuzu to step aside and allow this demon, Lord, Duke of Hell, to hunt down and to cast curse, loss, pain, and destruction from one end of the metaverse to the other for every individual who dares speak from his mouth or hers, calling a mere mortal creation of a higher God a demon. Though they may not serve that higher God, they are inclined to answer to a lesser God. And what you see before you is what I've been doing since evening. And I've come to share it with you. I've come to allow you to marvel and a mere mortal summoning and calling forth so that a demon of stature can recognize how it's been belittled, how it's been discarded and replaced by calling a mere mortal man a demon. I will open the chat up. Be careful. I am taking names and I'm casting lots. I'm summoning demons. I'm projecting hell.
Within sight of the Almighty, you speak blasphemy. Repent at once, child.
With the arrival of the new level of technology that we have and looking at man's place throughout history, I'm talking commonplace man, today's man, not the man of old, not the man of the original created state. I'm talking the man who forgot his place, the man who now bears his pride and his every word, demands attention from the Creator God and the sacrificial lamb, that they may be safe in their steadfast behavior of condemning, judging, pointing fingers, making accusations. To me, that is truly the heart of evil. To me, that is the station of man in present day. And I know that everyone will claim, oh, I have Jesus. And then you have those that say, I have God. And then there are those who just are completely absurd. Validity to their beliefs or not. It's what their heart bears that causes them to act and project. It's what motivates them, where they find their reason to persevere forward with their arrogant states, their persecution. Well, you wanted a demon, now you got one. You wanted to cast that lot onto me as a demon, now you got one. And for all the iniquity that has fallen from your tongue in the name of righteousness, you sour my stomach with your profane ways. And I hope that by some state of reason, that this manifestation of justice comes quick and swiftly, with the fullest of force in the most vile of manner. For who can stand against the Lord of the raging heart of lust? And you think that you have immunity from such things, and it's only the internet. But if you have any comprehension of entropy and dynamics, and if you have any understanding of me, you will know that I've taken count of character, studied your actions, I studied your characters, your personality, your shortcomings, all the little things that you fill your head with, that you personify to make yourself feel relevant. You want demons? I'll bring the demons. I had hoped that there was enough intelligent-minded people in this world that would have known better than to antagonize where they have no ground, no right. But they did not. So here we are. Hello, my friend.
What about today?
The volume is a little low.
What's the show about today?
There we go. What would you like for it to be about? I've made my position quite clear about what I'm doing. So we can go anywhere. I'm game.
Sounds like you were preaching a sermon.
No, just summoning the offspring of a lesser god. I seen you were on Talcott.
Yeah, for like 10 seconds.
How did that go?
Poorly.
Oh, did he get tired of you quickly?
It was a very unsatisfying experience.
Ah, kind of like that beautiful girl that comes into your life and then you finally reach that moment and you're naked and all of a sudden you smell something that doesn't quite fit the mood and you see labia hanging halfway down the thighs, and you look at her face and you think, if you didn't have teeth.
No, it wasn't like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was worse.
No, it wasn't disappointing because I already had low expectations.
Oh, man, that's a cheap date. Well, you're always welcomed here because you seem to be a very minded person, and I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, Talcott's just a clown.
They are mostly all clowns. Um, but boy, do they put on a presentation. Clamoring, yammering, babbling nonsensically at each other's indifference and differences. Building cults of personality to conspire to build the subscribers, raise the numbers, and maybe make headway lucratively with a dollar donation from some poor ass in the chat who has some type of empathetic state of mind for such dribble and nonsense. I'm in a mood. Definitely in a mood.
There's no way Talcott's got a cult of personality. He has no personality.
Well, they love that. Haven't you paid attention? Have you not seen that these channels, these platforms, are continually looping and repeating the same nonsensical, de-evolutioned state of thinking, hoping that they're going somewhere?
I don't really know too much about it. It's all new to me.
Well, I tell you, I'm willing to address, platform, and even go as far as to share knowledge. But I will not, under any circumstance, cater to the lesser minded. And if this channel starts to become stagnant, I will do exactly what I did before. I will bury every fucking live stream and re-platform. Sounds like some good stuff.
Yep, yep. White Widow.
Good. All right.
Do it
I just
myself.
had a friend stop by and drop me off some of that purple indica I like so well. And I thought, damn, this has been a while. And suddenly I found myself casting spells and summoning demons. I don't know if you caught that in the opening song, but it's a humorous situation that transpired whenever I was summoning demons in the chat room. And people in the chat rooms were clearing out and the numbers were dropping. And some people just don't have any faith. Yes, tools and tools. I agree.
I'm starting a sourdough culture.
A sourdough. You know, I actually went and got some sourdough muffins. We had mentioned that, and I actually thought, man, that don't sound half bad. So I got some white turkey breast and some sourdough and some mayonnaise because I am, well, half breed, but still got that Eurocentric blonde haired, blue eyed mother, I think, for the rest of me. And I engaged, and it was good. So thank you.
Yeah, I put some flour in water about a week ago, and today I noticed it was sort of mounding up and getting bubbles in it.
All right.
Should be able to make some sourdough bread in a week or so.
Brother, I have an incredible amount of stuff. I really wish I knew a way to gift you some things that I don't use anymore. I will eventually replace what I have and update it, but I'm sure that until then, it would probably serve you better than just setting in storage.
Like what?
I've got an extra deep cycle marine. Um, I've got a 500-watt inverter. I've got a solar panel. I do have a really high-powered pellet gun. I lied. Actually, I have a pistol that shoots pellets with CO2,
Yeah.
and then I have a pump action pellet gun with a tactical scope. And they are very effective and efficient for small game, little things. The pellet rifle I have looks like a fucking assault weapon.
Yeah. I've seen those.
Pretty intense. Yeah. It's a higher end Crossman
Yeah.
.22. Oh man, beautiful. And then I have the I think it holds 7 or 8 in a little cylinder you load into the pistol. And the CO2 goes into the handle, and yep, has pretty good velocity. There's a few other things that I, wouldn't mind turning loose of. Maybe at a later day, sometime in the future. I'm not going to be in this place forever. That's for damn sure. I actually managed to gain a considerable amount of strength back, considering where I was at. And I no longer require any physical assistance. But
Were you
what a
paralyzed?
bonus. I'm sorry?
Were you paralyzed?
Um, nerve damage, massive nerve damage. My spine collapsed. I was stabbed 9 times, and they hit a nerve in the back of my neck. And that and the spine and the neuro damage that was done from playing life too hard.
Who stabbed you?
Damn near. Rival biker club. I was hanging out the gun and knife circuit in southern Indiana, and me and the boys were supposed to meet at a little bar called the Silver Lantern. And I was the first one to show up, and when I come in, there said the opposers to the territory that we were in, and they took me and poked holes in me. And when my brothers showed up, the whole poking stopped. Did a liner or so of good cocaine, went home to die. But unfortunately, someone called a stat flight, and a fucking helicopter landed in my field. Next thing I know, I'm going black over the Ohio River. Nice. Man. But played hard. You know, when you lived life like you were a savage heathen and you did everything in your power to feed your every desire, and that avenue starts to run a little short, well, you tend to look for replacement, for that rush, for that thrill, just whatever it takes.
I wouldn't know. I get a thrill out of learning.
Well, I do that. I like to learn. I like to share. So, you know, last actual live stream I had, it was a really good share at the end of that. We went into the book of Melchizedek.
I went to a church
The
yesterday
math.
evening.
And what did they teach you?
Nothing. It was a women's Bible study, and they fed everybody.
Really? It was just
Wednesday night, the women all get together in the church kitchen and put a bunch of stuff together.
well, shit. I remember going to the Seventh-day Advent church, and every Saturday they would have this big giant buffet in the basement. And man, it just anything and everything every Saturday. They did feed you well. That was for damn sure.
Yeah, this place has got a fantastic kitchen.
I think I was speaking to you once before. One of the other better food pantries or kitchens that I'd been to was sponsored by the Catholic Church. And man, they would feed the shit out of you.
I went to a place tonight in Ziegler. It's called the Blessing Store. It's you could call it a food pantry, but you go in and just shop off the shelves like it's a grocery store.
All
It's just a
right.
small room with a bunch of shelves, They had things like
Nothing wrong with that.
they had things like bottles of apple juice and vitamin water and some Starbucks frappuccinos, fig Newtons, various kinds of fig Newtons and things like that. Some saltwater taffy they had there, bread, sweet potatoes, eggs, carrots.
Isn't that ironic? I just had my friend pick me up a big bag of saltwater taffy. That's kind
It's
of
not ironic.
interesting.
But yeah, it just reminded me of the plan I wanted to start because it's just a food pantry, but they give you a little of your dignity. It's like they just call it a store. It's a blessing store. Like
Right.
like here's your box of
You're wondering,
standards.
actually,
Here's your box of things, whether you like them or not.
look around for a moment here.
Yeah.
The noise.
But my idea was to do the same sort of thing, except instead of calling it a store, you call it a restaurant, and people just come in and okay, yeah, it's a soup kitchen basically, but you order off a menu. You don't just line up and get your little high school lunch tray. You just order off a menu. The idea is you order off a menu. So it's just giving away free food to people, free cooked food, free cooked meal. But like I said, it's not like an institutional kind of here, stand in line and get your tray of food. It's what would you like to eat tonight? If we got it, we'll cook it for you.
Here you go. I'll show you my keyboard. If you look a little to the left of it there, it's a very tactical looking keyboard. Huh. You got me thinking of food. So, do you do everything on just an open fire or your little stove?
No.
No. What do you use? A grill, outdoor grill? What?
I do
Did I
different
miss
things.
something?
I do different things. I've got a solar cooker. I've got a what they used to call a wireless cooker. You heat up a pot of food and put it in a basically insulate it to trap all the heat there, and it will finish cooking itself. You know, you just instead of say cooking something over a fire for 45 minutes, you heat it up once. You know, you heat it up once, one good heating, and then keep the heat inside it. Don't let the heat just fly off into space. So it'll finish cooking by itself. It'll save about 90% of your fuel costs if you're cooking over a fire, or if you're cooking over anything really, gas, electric, whatever. But the idea is you just heat it up and then keep it hot. Don't let it cool down.
Right.
Instead of just constantly heating it here. But either way, you get the idea.
Yeah, I'd say in the summer, man, if you had a...
Sometimes I cook over an open fire. Sometimes I cook over a grill. Sometimes I have a wood stove. Sometimes I'll cook on the wood stove. You know, just to use it as a heating element. I can use the wood stove as a rocket stove and cook over a fire that's coming out of the top of it. You know, out of the. I guess that's about it. But yeah, mainly over fire.
All right. I can appreciate that. Did that for quite a while myself out there when I was out in the world.
Trying to figure out a very small, practical brick oven so I can bake bread in it. Got the bricks, I just don't have the design yet.
Can't you maybe find a construction site and ask them, hey, you can buy these bricks and eventually
I got no
build you
problem
up.
getting bricks.
Okay. Because you could build a hell of a hearth if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to the use of the Christian church to obtain a stature to be able to come out on top of a legal situation. How's that working out for you?
What do you mean?
Well, is it making any headway, or are they backing off of you, or
It's not for a legal situation. It's to punish this asshole for what he's put me through.
Oh, I guess I misread that situation.
Actually, I mean, you're kind of in the ballpark there, but it's not exactly inflating some of the causes and effects. But one of the members of the church, her grandson, worked briefly for my neighbor and got hooked on pain pills while he was working for him somehow. So she doesn't like him. There's a lot of people that really don't like this guy in town.
Right. Pain pills, they get under you. They get a hold of you, and after the thrill is gone, you spend all your time trying to keep from having to go through those wicked ass withdrawals.
I wouldn't know. I just smoke weed.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
was
fond of women.
an avid drug user, and yeah, I was quite fond of women. Did bub my fair share of them, and then probably someone else's fair share. Debauchery to no end.
Well, I've done different drugs, but I just don't like them.
Oh, I don't know. I figure no one should be able to regulate a poppy plant, coca plant, a marijuana plant,
Or my body.
or your body. And when they start controlling the vegetation of the planet, deeming certain flowers and illegal, who gives them the fucking right?
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Are they assigned by God to take such a position?
And nobody ever questions it. Well, not nobody, but the majority just never question it.
Well, I do, because I was born into this world without rules and regulation
There's
pamphlet
rules.
shoved up my ass.
There's
You know what I
absolutely
mean?
rules.
Well, those are natural states of rule. Those aren't man rules. Those are nature's rules. And getting around that, well,
Well, nature.
good luck to you.
Reality. I call it reality, but nature, yeah.
Reality. Reality is a twisted concept to try and endeavor into. Reality. What do you think reality is? Truly. Can you describe it? Can you break it down? Can you comprehend the complexity of it to some degree?
No. That's why I use abstractions.
Oh, I figured maybe that you were kind of a math guy.
Yeah, I am, but I don't want to. I don't want to do Maxwell's equations every time I want to cross the street.
Oh, fuck Maxwell's equations. You know, the minute that there was newer comprehensions of what physics at its core actually is, and our understanding of quantum physics and the beyond the state, which is now equatable, reality took on a whole different concept to me.
It's always been the same thing to me.
You know, this whole magical state of existence is pretty profound, but though I cannot create a tree from nothing, I can't
How do you know?
manifest
tried?
a pleasant. What's that?
Have you tried?
Well, I've tried to think of other things and bring them into existence. And
If you could just work by postulate, would you though? Just like let there be light and make it happen.
man, man, yeah, that one right there.
Be careful
Isn't
what
that
you
the
think.
one?
You think or say at that point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like horses
Yeah, I
sweat,
don't.
ladies glow. All right, no, ladies don't glow. Quit having a conniption. Oh, you're having a conniption.
Yeah, I mean, I used to have great, I don't know, contempt for the design of the human body. Very contemptuous.
I know feet
I
is like the dumbest part. Feet are so ugly.
kind of look like underdeveloped hands, don't they?
Nobody with any sense would design feet. I would have given people wheels.
Well, comparatively, the size of the foot and what it holds up and what it's managed to do with motivation and getting our asses from one point to the other, I think that's, a little bit to be said for it. It does work, but still, to me, it resembles a undeveloped hand. And also this consistent having to nourish the body with the living force of the creation, having to evacuate the waste, and that protocol is just something that I think would have made life a lot better, not having to contend with.
Yeah, I would have. If I was designing people, I would make it try as close a loop as possible. Lots of energy recapture. Very little activity
Right.
from it. Just bare minimal activity, like a fungus.
Well, it's like I was explaining to, I'm not sure if you were on panel or not, but my snake reserves, well, all of my fucking snakes reserve energy. But my rats and my mice, they have no concern with conserving energy. They will absolutely eat everything in their confinement, and still they will fight to the very fucking end, just burning up energy.
Yep.
So I think it's a characteristic of some humans. Some humans have a lower metabolism, and they kind of retain that energy, and then others probably sit and walk circles.
Well, on the whole, humans are a very energetic species.
Until they get to a certain age.
No, I'm just talking about building skyscrapers and bridges and moon launches.
You know, I don't think that was man that discovered all that knowledge. I think he utilizes what he's discovered. I think that he's following a roadmap, and he's using knowledge that he himself didn't generate. He just continued forward with the process.
Could be.
Well, there's been too many generations of humans, to my notion, for it not to be. I mean, if we aren't assimilated one shot and we're not suffering from last Thursday effect, then if that history is actual, I think they started a long time before we did. We're just kind of following in behind them, trying to improve it, utilize it, control it. So that's the thing. Control. Control. That state of illusionary, momentary control. How swiftly it comes and goes. if you even have it in the first place. You know, when I think of exactly how far we've been allowed others to take a position of control over us for our convenience and to fill our conveniences and to allow ourselves to become comfortable. I think that was one of the greatest follies and mistakes that mankind ever made. Made us lazy, made us uninventive in the nature of things. Because why would we want to invent something when it's already on the market? Is there a new ideal according to the Bible? No. You know, nothing new under the sun, as above, so below. And on and on and on with the cliches they go.
As above, so below isn't from the Bible, it's from the Hermes Trismegistus.
Bible does speak a lot about Egypt. Interesting thing about this channel here is you have uh, a number of people who have great energy, intelligent, well suited for engagement, but they serve no concept of a deity as the Christian church or any of the other world religions would generally recognize it. I sometimes wonder, as I watch them come, try and feed their momentary endorphin rush, and then take off because what? They're being spoon fed. They don't have to think of how to entertain themselves. Hell, they'll just flip through 15, 20 channels and find something to entertain them. That's the loss of innovation. That's why I think it's really cool what you do. At least you're innovative.
Not really. I just recognize a good idea when I see it.
That's innovation.
Everything I'm doing, I ripped off from other people, pretty much. Well, not everything. Like, I made some double pane windows out of storm window glass and 2x4s.
Well, there you go.
Never seen anyone. Never seen that done before, but I've done it. So I guess I do come up with things sometimes. I guess I'm being falsely humble. Really, I come up with great ideas all the fucking time that blow people's minds. But it accomplishes little because they're either incredulous or resentful over it. Like they're like, well, there's no possible way that would be better than my way, or it's like, how dare you come up with a better way? You know, those are the two attitudes I get.
Well, you've got that amplified by 10 here on YouTube, believe me.
I don't really interact too much with YouTube. It's a passive
I
medium.
don't know. I kind of have a little bit of fun sometimes here on this channel.
Lately, I've been using it to post videos of my neighbor acting stupid. That's all I've been
Okay.
using it for, just to archive, evidence for a noise complaint and shit like that. And calling him a meth head and
Huh.
he got one of my videos removed because I inadvertently put his name and address. You can put his name, I could put his name, but I couldn't put his address in conjunction with it. Or I could put his address separately if I didn't mention who it was, But I made the mistake of putting his name and address on one of the descriptions, and they yanked it. YouTube yanked it.
Damn the luck. But I do kind of enjoy my privacy and my anonymity. Okay, my privacy. And it really, really pissed me off if somebody was to post my address and name and any other identifying marker that somebody could just show up. Because, oh boy, I don't know if you've met him or not.
I've never been protective of my identity or my location. I'm not a fucking superhero. I don't need to.
Well, this individual named JG, on the last stream, the last good stream, got it very upset at me, and he said he was going to mail a bomb to my house.
Great, free bomb.
I don't know.
Think of all the things you could do if you had an extra bomb laying around,
Well, I don't think I'm into building bombs, but being threatened.
No, I mean, he would send you a bomb, so like, it's free, right? He's not going to charge you for it, is he?
Well, no, he said, he send me a bomb.
Well, great. I would love to have a free bomb. Give him my address. There's a few people I'd want to use it on.
I would rather have a malevolent force push him from a train that he hopped and he lose his footing, and that train take that ever loving mind of his that wants to mail bombs out to people and severs him completely in half.
Don't you think you would recognize a package if it showed up and it had a bomb in it?
I don't get packages, so immediately
Right.
I'd be concerned.
So if you got a package at all, it's automatically suspicious, right?
Right.
So if you call the bomb squad and say defuse this, if they defuse it, is it like a video game where you get to keep the bomb afterwards?
Nope. Well, I had to ponder.
Use defuse bomb skill. Take bomb.
I just thought it was interesting that he felt that comfortable and brazen to make such a threat. I mean,
is that really a threat, though?
Yeah, that's a threat.
What do you think the odds are that any random goofball on the internet can successfully get a bomb through the mail system?
Well, it's not the principle of whether he could, or not even that he is capable of it. It's the fact that his intent was recorded on an open platform. Now, if I was
You're
to
going to
say
be a
such a
snitch about
thing,
it. Yeah, but I thought you were a biker.
I am. I didn't turn him in. I didn't say a fucking word. He tested my mantle.
Look at it this way: it's an opportunity for you to hone your survival skills. If he's gunning for you,
Ah,
question isn't are you
no,
paranoid. Question is, are you paranoid enough?
no, no, not at all. It was just my reflection of the fact that if I was to make such a statement, it would be less than hours that
Have you
I
seen
would
Strange
probably have.
Stories?
I'm not sure.
It's about these devices people wear on their heads to record their uh, experience, and then people can play it back, experience it, and there's shady shit that goes on involving that, and a mystery, a
Hmm.
murder, a mystery, blah blah blah, and all that, and there's a line in there where one of the characters says, "Paranoia is reality on a finer scale."
It does heighten the senses. No, I think I'm
Well, what's
taking
the what's the origin, the root of paranoia?
fear,
Greek, isn't it? Is it
fear,
Greek? What?
fear. Oh, the origin of it
Yeah, the etymology, like parabellum is prepare for war. What's paranoia? Prepare to know?
would be, um, well, it'd be awareness. You know, the potential state of
Gnosis.
danger and being aware. No, I figured I would take care of some of the more intrusive people that I really have a disdain for now with a lesser god.
What's the distinction between sorry, the distinction between normal and paranormal?
Hmm. Paranormal, abstractly
Yeah.
normal.
Because paramilitary means similar to military, right? I mean, military-like.
Yeah, well, it's almost
The
physical
paranormal would
like
be
it.
like normal, but not quite normal.
Yeah, I just
Basically normal, but with maybe one weird thing thrown in, like a ghost.
well, it seems that that's what religions are built on. What do you say?
You ever thought about the fact that the whole vampire ethos or mythos or whatever, is
Oh,
straight up Christian mythology? Like mainly Catholic too. So always Catholic priests involved, and some have the Catholic Church as the origin of vampires, and some stories.
I'm really not sure about what defines one as a vampire. I mean, I've got custom things in my dentures, and that was just me being facetious and projecting. But I have been around people that just drain an entire energy field out of a room, and they'll suck the fucking life out of you. And that's a parasitical type nature of what I would consider to be a vampire
Crucifixes keep
human.
them at bay.
Do white keep them at bay?
Crucifixes.
Oh, hell no.
They're not vampires.
Hell no.
They're not vampires.
Well, my crucifix might scare them away. Would you like to see? I'll play a little show and tell. Or turn my camera around. Need to quit playing with this shit, I guess. Leave it alone and let it do its thing. Speak my mind to go on.
I'm gonna have to build myself a computer room at some point.
Like a studio?
Just a computer room, you know, a room with just a computer and peripherals.
I'm thinking I got a studio, a separate room that's a studio for recording music, but my social media stays here in the living room.
I've got a laptop that I've got a laptop I don't use very much. I've got a Raspberry Pi 400 that I don't use very much, but
All right.
I don't have a desktop. I haven't had a desktop PC in ages.
Yeah, here's my cross.
Cheers, Access and Robot.
Hey, Gage. I was asked if you could send me a couple photos of the red and gold apron you have.
I can't. I actually dealt with it. Access.
Do you have pictures of it? They don't want it. They want a historian wants a picture of it.
Yeah,
They can't find it.
I can send you pictures. Yeah, and I dealt with them. I talked to the lodge. I talked to the people running it. They said I could keep it.
Well, awesome then.
Yeah.
Well, that's even better.
I tried.
No,
They invited me to the lodge today too.
All right. Making ground. No, I was talking to Eddie, and I was like, "Hey, man," I said, what degree? What's that? Not a burial apron. That's a ceremonial apron." And man, he's tied in deep, and he was like, "I never seen one."
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
He said there were red and gold ones on there, but not the way that yours is. So I was like, some of my older videos I buried, I was looking through those. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I'll send you. What is Access Rattblood at Gmail?
Yeah, Rattblood, 2 T's. And
can't those just be made by anyone?
No, they have a copyright on that square and compass with the G.
Copyright. So
yep.
Gucci's got a copyright, but trademark.
People can make knockoffs for sure, but it's you could trace this all back. This thing's been around since like 18 something. But yeah, they said I can keep it. Access. They said, they said if I return it to the lodge, they're just gonna put it into a cabinet and no one's ever gonna fucking look at it again. So.
Well, good enough, man. Good enough.
All right, so now I did my due diligence, and now whatever, I got permission, right? So
permission? What do you need their permission for?
I don't need their permission, but it's better to have it either way. Out of respect, just out of respect for having someone like that.
Respect for what?
A greater work.
Their traditions, what they do.
150-year-old apron.
Yeah.
It represents a greater work, man.
It doesn't belong to anybody alive today. I mean, it belongs to you, I guess, but it doesn't belong to any Masons alive today.
Well, whenever
There's not like a motorcycle club or the Marines or something.
No, they're far larger.
No.
Oh, they're worldwide. They're everywhere.
Well, so is Walt Disney.
Not like these guys.
Well, these guys run the military and police and court systems and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, the
and
military runs our court system, and you're right about that. The military JAG's the head of every court in this country.
I'd say that probably 1/3 of Disney is probably from the Masonic Order. Disney himself was, and some of his closer associates.
Well, let's face it. What does that really mean? I mean,
well, to the average person,
people got their own club. Big deal, but not everyone in Masonry is involved in that, anything like that.
Well, it's not for everybody. It's a choice you make.
It's like saying we were in the Boy Scouts together or something. It's not such a big deal. Just what they decided was their little social tradition. Well,
if I would have approached being patched in with that kind of casual thinking, my own club would have took me out.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. So I told him what happened, right? This guy, the 13th Craft.
Most clubs usually get involved in organized crime, though, so that's why.
He's like the highest level. So I told him. He said, "Oh, that would have sucked if it got thrown out. Not much info other than the name and lodge number would have been helpful." He says, "I've rescued lots of aprons over the years from this very same thing." And he says, he pretty much said, like, I asked him, like, should I keep it or should I, like, return it to a lodge? He's like, oh, you can send it to me or you can just keep it.
There you go.
So.
There you go. I respect that, Cage. Thank you. And I will pass that information on if we're not being observed right now.
Yeah, go ahead and do that because, I took that to heart when he said, return or at least contact, like, get in contact and see what they say. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to reveal and enlighten you, Cage. My surrogate dad is a proficient master mason.
Oh, we've talked to him before, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. He was able to recite proficiently by memory to gain that title. And I was like, fuck that.
Oh, it's a lot of memorization work, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I barely remember to fucking wipe my ass, man. I ain't fucking remembering a fucking book list like that. Jesus Christ.
My grandfather was amazing. It's not a big deal.
Oh, was your dad? Because you could be a legacy. You do know that, don't you? You can get a from being an honorary through your legacy, and it helps you get into a lodge, and you can participate if you ever decided to do such a thing.
There's a lodge in town.
Well, do as thou will. Did you get to see the altar at the beginning of the stream, Cage?
No, I just showed up now, Access. Like, hold on, I'm just emailing you those pictures quick.
Oh, cool, man. He'll appreciate that. Thank you, Cage. That is fucking awesome, man. Because he was intrigued. He was just absolutely stupefied trying to find it. And he returned to me and was like, I can't find nothing like that. Are you sure it's real? And I said, yeah, it's fucking real, man. No, I can't find nothing like it. So I said, I'll ask and see if he'll send a picture of it, and maybe all of our minds will be at ease. But
You should have it now. I sent it over here.
cool, and it does do me a great honor that you've done that, Cage. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that forever. I'm gonna preserve that and pass it on when I pass away.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good to you, man. Good to you.
Now I feel like I'm not gonna get cursed by having it or something. I got permission.
Right. Right. I was
don't curse people. That's gypsies.
Is that what you think? Only gypsies curse?
No, I'm saying Masons don't curse people. Gypsies do.
I wouldn't know. But I do know about cursing. And
You're a gypsy then.
I'm a priest.
Voodoo, hoodoo.
Not necessarily.
Not too many other denominations curse people.
I'm not attached to any denomination, that's for sure.
Korea?
My son, he's Santeurian. Yep. I've been reading up on Santeria quite a bit here lately because they allowed him to have his Santeria, his Santeria necklace in prison, and I don't know what you're smoking, man, but it sounds like it's hurting you.
White Widow.
Man.
Got a real thick hashy smoke.
Okay. Hey, shit.
And I've been smoking it all day. My lung feels great.
Yeah, I'm just perplexed by the absence of any type of identifiable religion with you, and still you're able to go to these places and observe without judgment. That's a very powerful way to be.
What places?
Where you said you were going to church. I've yet to hear you say one cross thing about them. So
I'm
that
just
means
worried
that you're.
I'm just worried. I'm just sorry. I'm just worried as a non-believer, I might be interfering with their faith, like on a psychic level. Like they say, one non-believer can cancel out 50 believers, just for their negativity or whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
That's in cases of ritual magic. So if they're trying to have group prayers to say, oh my 60-year-old paraplegic daughter broke her legs and had to have surgery. Let's pray for her. Well, if I'm there and I'm not a believer and I'm not praying along with them, it's like sucking. I'm like an energy sink for that prayer. So most of the prayer is ineffectual, and only part of it actually gets to their deity that way. I mean, just according to the rule, here we go, the rules again. But that's just the rules,
Yeah,
I try to just maintain a passive sort of Sorry. I try to just experience it without being skeptical of anything, and I think that'll
Right.
avoid interfering with their mystical ritual.
That's respectable, man. You know.
It's the best I can do, because I was
Yeah.
invited with good intentions, and I went with good intentions. So, what bad could come of it?
Right. And when you're working with different energies, man,
You know,
you know,
you know, the,
I,
you know the phrase, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions."
oh yeah.
What do people mean when they say that?
It's doing things for the nature of good within you to satisfy your own ego and pride to fulfill somebody else's desired need or
What are people
whatever.
saying when people say that? What are they saying about good intentions?
Get you to hell real quick if they're not done
Okay, well,
with
okay,
a clean
right.
and clear heart.
Okay, well, people misunderstand though. That's not what it means. You know
Fine.
why the road? You know why the road to hell is paved with good intentions?
Enlighten me.
Okay, let's say there's a road, and it's a dirt road, and over the course of centuries, people people decide it's a good place to drop any loose gravel they have in their pockets. So over the course of centuries, eventually the road is paved with gravel. Why? Because people dropped it there. So why is the road
I'm
to hell paved with good intentions? Because that's where people drop their good intentions, on the road to hell. It's bad intentions that lead you to hell, not good intentions. And so many people misunderstand that, and then we get programmed with these phrases, and your brain understands what it means, even if you don't. Your le- your left brain that's talking is making up this story about what it means. It has no fucking clue what it means. All it knows is you're trying to say something, so it takes what information it has, which doesn't include your knowledge of what it means to pave a road. So your left brain is like, "Oh, I get what that means. Here's what it means." Wrong. The rest of your brain understands it though. The parts of your brain that have access to that data, they understand what paving a road is. So your rest of your brain is like, left brain, you're nuts. You don't know what the fuck you're saying. Just shut up. But they can't control the mouth the way the left brain does. So they just have to put up with it. The rest of the brain is like, dude, you got it all wrong. The road to hell is paved with good intentions because people drop it there.
That's an interesting aspect of it. A different way of looking at it, I suppose. Yeah.
It's not. It's a logical way of looking at it. How else? How else is the road going to be paved with these good intentions? You don't pave a road by imagining it or having a motive. You pave a road by dropping stuff on the road: asphalt, gravel, tar and chips, whatever, concrete. That's how you pave a road, by dropping stuff on the road, not by some metaphysical thesis on ethics and morality. No, it's you do it by dropping shit. It's a
So
straight
you're
up.
saying by the
It's a,
absence of your persistence of good deeds or intentions, and the minute that you drop those, then you're paving the road to hell. Am I reading that
yeah,
correct?
yeah. As soon as you have bad intentions, you're on the way to hell. All roads intersect with that. All roads to hell intersect with bad intentions.
I guess I got one foot in hell and one foot in the grave.
Could be. Is that the same? If it's the same foot, to be in hell and in the grave, then you've still got what 98% of your body left.
Careful not to slip, right?
Did you hear about the Pollock coyote?
No.
He got his foot stuck in a trap. You know how coyotes will chew their legs off to get out of it?
Oh, yeah.
This Pollock coyote chewed off 3 legs. He still couldn't get out.
Damn. Well,
Kept trying though.
the way. I wonder what the conditioning of the average YouTube platform operator and chat participant in the other side of this particular state would fare. And probably, geez.
Fucking, I can finally breathe again.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I just playing on my, I guess, less than forgiving intentions. You know, call me a demon one too many times.
Who?
I said, call me a demon one too many times. And that Wally me. Oh, what?
You saying hypothetically?
No. Oh, no.
Who called you a demon?
There's a couple of people out there that absolutely refer to me as nothing more than just a demon.
Those motherfuckers all slit their fucking navels open.
Yep. And I thought, what an insult to a demon.
Yeah, demons are capable and cunning and.
Yeah, but these guys
they're like
are
super
very
smart and linguistic. You know, why are demons so pedantic and literal about everything? Why can't they just be sloppy and haphazard and misunderstand things instead of twisting everything? You know what I mean? You know, it's like the genie thing. Why are genies always super litigious about everything? Why don't you just get a sloppy genie once in a while? It just makes mistakes. Oh, you want a 12-inch cock? Okay, here's a 12-inch rooster. You know. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Let me fix that for you. Oh, I thought you meant 12 inches around. Wait, oh, okay, hold on. Let me. You know what I mean? Like a genie's not malicious about it. He's just dumb, and he tries to fix it, but he's inept.
well, that's the state of it, is interpretation. And you know, people.
You think jinn are like demons, kind of like the Arabic version of demons? Is that what jinn are?
Well, according to them, anything can be a jinn. A physical object can be a jinn. A jinn can be a part of an atmosphere. It can be a part of a person. It can be a bad totem. It could be a shelf, a cash register. They apply that to damn near everything, physical and non-physical.
Is it like having gremlins or something? What is it? I don't get it. What is it? How can it be everything?
Well, it's the spirit of misfortune.
Okay. So it's like gremlins.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see where that would play in there as a modern take, but a little deeper.
Not super modern. No. I mean, it's 100-year-old idea.
Are you referring to the gremlins in the planes during World War II?
Well, that's one time it was used in popular culture, but the idea is much older.
Yeah, that's there is a
not just in planes, but also in the bombs and all any munitions, anything, ships,
anything physical.
anything complicated.
Yeah.
Whenever the things start behaving non-linearly, where it gets hard to predict on the fly for a human being. Gremlins.
Well, the insatiable need for a human not to take any responsibility for themselves.
Well, it's a shorthand way of saying an emergent behavior that we didn't expect.
There you go.
The proper fault tree analysis gets rid of all gremlins, strangely. So there's definitely no cause and effect relationship between the presence of gremlins, if such exists, and malfunctions.
Anymore, I see things as variables of equation. And if it's the energy of an unbalanced equation, then that is what it is. And if it's a balanced equation, then it is what it is. And there's no mistaking the two or
I've
one to
always
the
approached
other.
I've always approached everything from a scientific standpoint of verification, falsification of hypotheses. The only place that doesn't work in my that I've had to have a lot of experience with in my life is in the legal system, where cause and effect are dissociated. The idea of duality or conservation of energy completely lost in the legal system. Is you can find it nowhere. Ex nihilo creation, perfectly valid in the law. Divide by zero, sure. You want to do that? You can do it in the courtroom.
Right.
But everywhere else in the
Man,
world, everywhere else in my life, I approach things from a scientific standpoint. And once I've seen verification or falsification of a hypothesis enough times, never changed my mind about it. At a certain point, I attribute all exceptions to error. Once I'm confident enough in an idea. But I don't start out with the idea and decide what evidence I'm going to use to support it. It just occurs to me suddenly, all of a sudden, I'll just think differently about an entire just something that's totally binary. Like the instant before, I thought, well, it could never be that way, and the instant after, I'm sure that it has to be that way because I realized I've seen enough examples of impromptu physical experiments in the world to prove I've been wrong all this time. And I love that feeling. It just makes me giddy. It makes me laugh out loud, literally, sometimes when that happens. And I realize that I've made a mistake for so long, and I finally figured out what I was wrong about. I love it. The longer I've been wrong about it, the better it feels.
I suppose that's an admirable take on things, especially accepting your own misunderstanding or non-understanding and it being brought to light and you finding joy in that. That's usually
Yeah,
not
it's
the
so
response.
rare. It's so rare. You know how heroin junkies, let's say.
Yep.
How good is a heroin junkie at getting heroin?
I didn't have any problems.
Well, I don't mean don't discount your personal experience with it. Just think of the popular culture idea from movies and TV shows or whatever. How good is a heroin junkie at getting heroin?
Well, it's apparently pretty good.
They're really fucking good at it. How good is a heroin junkie at lying?
Oh, well, fuck, man. Through
How
every
good is a
tooth.
heroin junkie at manipulating people to get what they want? How good is a heroin junkie at disposing of people and using people up one after the other to get heroin? That's their career choice. They all excel at it.
Yeah.
So my heroine is learning new things that are factual and provable, or learning new things that are utter bullshit and that are abundantly falsified by easily available evidence. Those are, those two things are my heroine. Learning what's right and what's wrong. And so consequently, I'm very fucking good at it. I'm as good at learning as heroin junkies are good at sucking dicks.
Wow. I never had to go down for a
But if you
gram.
had to, you would have.
No. No.
Then you weren't a heroin junkie.
Okay.
I mean, if you were a heroin junkie, you'd probably be doing heroin right now.
Let me tell you something. I've been on pain management for 20 years, and I
There you
have
go.
been off of pain management. This is going on the second month. And it's everything I can do to keep from picking up that phone and make
So you are a
call.
junkie. You really are a junkie then, yeah. Why don't you get
And
pain
I
pills?
fight it. Bad behavior.
Why? What'd you do?
Needed to get off of the pain pill so I could be of some use for my son. And laying here doped up all the time was not beneficial for my son. So I had to weigh in the balance, you know. Continue laying here and engaging in opioids, or being able to be coherent enough to
You can do
receive
both.
calls, make business, um, do his appeal, writing letters, have a
That
little.
reminds me, I got to look up something for a guy in jail right now. He's trying to find out how long they have to respond to an appeal on a child support thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Child custody, not child support. It just reminds me, I got to research for him.
Yeah, I have
I
no
haven't,
idea, man.
I haven't done it yet. I told him I would.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
I don't either. I got to look it
you
up.
know, did I want to give it up? Nah, no, you know. And I'm sure that eventually I'll get so fed up with the consistency of an improbable end
I get it.
that
You're
I
drug addict.
will. Yeah,
Me too. I
I'll be
smoke
back
weed.
one. Before it's over with. Pain management will probably see me again, or potentially a street dealer. I'm not sure when it'll happen.
Or you could just quit being a
But
pussy and just take the pain. Go out like a man. No, I'm kidding.
really,
Fuck that. Drug yourself heavily if you can.
yeah, because I'm not going to do that. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. I'll fucking plant me a flower garden full of Hopi poppy and cultivate them motherfuckers if I have to. If I get.
Reminds me, I got daffodils coming up now, and I got to mark where some of them are so I can dig them up later. I'm going to transplant some around the Veterans Memorial in town.
There you go. Yeah, I actually my sleep and my circadian rhythms. I have to drink sleeping medicine. Um, I started actually physically drinking alcohol again,
Physically
and
drinking alcohol? Is there another way
yeah.
to? Is there some other way to
Well,
non-physically drink it?
in my condition, it wasn't available. So
Yeah, this reminds me of a guy in town here who's dying of stomach cancer, and he or something like that. He was on a feeding tube, and he injected a bunch of alcohol into his feeding tube to kill himself.
oh damn. No, give me some sister morphine before I go out. That'd be fine with me. But in the meantime, I had to weigh in the balance my my integrity to be some type of dad. So I gave him up. The repercussions are hell, but I did give letters out to him. I did get to talk to some representation for his appeal, and I was able to even get motivated enough to start working on a few things and projects that were necessary for me to sustain myself to keep in touch with my son, to be some type of inspiration for him. Hope, I guess.
Getting letters is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
You
So,
write them every day. Shit.
well, I tell you, when I wrote that letter, where that was almost like pulling teeth. It really was, and I struggled. I really struggled.
That's what you do.
And I,
Just write down a few lines of bullshit, whatever you happen to be doing that day. And uh, the way I do it is when I'm either writing in or out, I'll keep a log of little snippets of like, here's something I wanted to say today, blah 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 blah, and then date each passage. Then when I get eight pages or so, enough to first class envelope will get it out. Send it that way. But you can do it the other way, where you just send a little whatever. Like, here's what I had for breakfast today. Here's what I talked about in my whatever. It doesn't always have to be about the case and this and that and all the serious shit. Just getting a letter saying, here's what I did today. I was thinking about you. That's a big fucking deal in there. That'll keep a guy going forever. He's getting constant mail. That'll keep the guy going in there. He won't need nothing else in there to maintain. Maintain sanity. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be constantly reminding somebody's out there rooting for you. They don't have to be every day, but every week. You could fill a page with just bullshit every week, at least. Just so he gets. Like, you wouldn't. I don't know if you'd understand what this is like. You're sitting around there, you got nothing time to kill, and mail comes around, and guess what? You got it's a little dopamine hit. It's like getting a like on a live stream. It's a little dopamine hit for you. You're like, somebody loves me. It makes you feel good. Keeps you from getting staying so depressed. Keeps. It's a big fucking thing that if everyone in there had that, there'd be a lot less fucked up people coming out. Where they're in there and that's all they know, and they don't get any contact with the outside world, and they forget about it. And they get out and they got to act normal again. They don't know what the fuck normal is like anymore. So many people in there that get constant contact have a much easier time when they get out, and a much easier time in there. Just knowing, like I said, somebody's out there rooting for me. That's a big fucking deal, huge deal. People that have done that for me, and in some cases it was just 2 or 3 sentences on a piece of paper every couple of months. Huge deal to me in there. I rewarded those people so well when I got out. They didn't put money on my books or anything like that. Send me a piece of paper that they wrote themselves every once in a while to let me know they were still thinking about me. It's a huge fucking deal. So that's the most important thing you can do. on a regular basis. It'll make a huge difference. All this other shit with the appeals and stuff, there's plenty of time for that. You got to deal with daily maintenance. Think of it as like brushing your teeth. You know, you can never do it so bad that it's gonna fucking kill you, so it's boring. But it does need to be done every day. You know, so just keep that in mind. Keep in contact with him constantly, even if it's just to say you're still out here waiting for him.
I will say it wasn't until I got off of the medicine that I got envelope stamped, and I even this week got a journal so that I could start writing in that journal to sending. It's hard to put that really hard to put that pen to paper, man.
Well, like I said, just keep it strictly a Dear Diary thing. Here's what I did today. You don't think of it as writing a letter to him. Think of it just keeping a little keeping track of what little routine things you do every day. Well, you know, he's not going to care what it says. He's not going to care what it says, no matter how mundane or trivial it is. He's not going to care. He's going to care that he's got a piece of mail that day. It's going to make him feel good. Trust me.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah,
Doesn't
I
have to be
truly
anything.
believe that.
Just detach yourself from why you're writing it and just keep it like you said. You got a journal. Just write it like that. Write it like it's a journal. You're not writing to anyone. You're just writing down you. And then when you get a little bit, put it in the mail. And then, but then obviously, you know, if you want, it gets to junctures where you need to have a serious conversation about something related to an appeal or this or that. You know, that's obviously a whole other than you. That's all you. You know, you do it however you do it, but whatever. But just for the daily routine communication, it doesn't have to be about anything. You could just say something you remember about him or remembered or something you did before, or you know what I mean. Bring up anything from the past. You got anything you guys share as a memory. Bring that up. Remind him of his life before prison.
I tried to. I wrote 3 pages in the last letter, and I tried to focus on some better days, better times. You know, when people get on here and they start calling my son a murderer, start making contemptuous remarks and hateful slurs, all you did was raise a murderer. Your son's a murderer. Murder, murder, murder. It's brought me to the point where
It sounds like something King Stephen would say.
he's one of them.
How did I know? He's so predictable. He's like a little wind-up toy, you know.
Yeah.
Cymbal banging monkey.
Is.
Cymbal banging monkey
Yeah.
is all.
I was getting ready to do a live stream yesterday, and he came on, and I was already having technical problems with some of my hardware, and I was just like, fuck every one of you, because my son, yeah, he made a mistake, and
did he? Did he make a mistake?
It was a mistake.
He didn't do it on purpose?
He was on a 3-day meth binge.
What do you mean a mistake? Did he kill the wrong person or what?
He killed a cop's dad that was his friend.
He killed his friend?
Yeah.
That does sound like a mistake. Why would he do that?
He was sleep deprived from 3 days of being on meth. I got to see the arrest video. I got to see the crime scene. Got to see the damage. Got to see the whole fucking thing.
He probably didn't make a mistake. He was probably twacked out on fucking geeter dust and fucking. He knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't do it by mistake. He just realized afterwards he didn't really want to do it.
Probably.
But I'm just being pedantic about the precise wording because I think what most people say is bullshit. To be honest, like people say things that they don't realize the implication. Like it's like the whole road to hell thing. You know, it makes no sense that having good intentions would lead you to hell. It makes no sense that you pave a road by keeping that, by holding on to that thing. You don't pave a road with it by holding on to it. But yet everyone thinks the opposite of what that means. So, like, that really bugs me. It's one of my pet peeves. You go around saying shit. Okay, I get it. Everyone uses language differently, but uh, uh, why do words have definitions in the first place? If it's just going to be whatever everyone around you thinks it means, that's suddenly what it means. I mean, dictionaries are not hard to read, and they're very self-referential. And if you know a few words of English, you can usually use a dictionary to learn all of it. So
You would think that, in the nature of even technology, with having all the resources at your fingertips to learn, no, they still resort back to that primal state of thinking of the quickest and easiest way to try and get to somebody's core. But what they don't understand is, what if I'm worse than my son? What if what he done was mild compared to events in my life? One to ponder. For every cop that kills and gets away with it, and it's not justified, and they're walking around, I have creative, imaginative thoughts about that every once in a while.
yeah, cops kill people every day.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They kill 10 times as many people as they get killed by people.
And I think to myself, if the system ever fails, I bet those are the first motherfuckers that run to hide. What do you bet?
They'll be the ones in charge, going around telling everybody what to do still, pointing guns at them. They'll just kill people when they disagree with them.
Well,
they'll just get word. These will be the warlords in the fucking nomadic raiders of Mad Max world. Those guys are all cops, and all those people you see in Mad Max that are the bad guys. Those are all cops and soldiers and people rebuilding civilization. Are the normal fucking people, the scientists and engineers and grocers and people like that. Fucking nomadic raiders is the government, like, trying to be the government, like beat taxes out of everybody.
yeah.
That's the other thing people don't get about Mad Max. They think that that the crazy Desert Raiders and Mad Max and shit. Those are the criminals. No, that's not the criminals at all. Those are the people that want to be in charge.
Yeah, it is kind of profound, Mad Max and the offshoots and the Thunderdome, even the new one, Fury Road.
The first one was Mad
Mad
Max.
Max.
Yeah. Now that one was actually Mad Max was literally a cop, and the bad guys were criminals.
Or was
But
it
after
the Road
that,
Warrior? It was the Road Warrior, Mad Max,
yeah,
the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome,
yeah,
and
well, the
Fury
first
Road.
one, Mad Max was literally a cop. He started out as a cop.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a gearhead, man. He loved high performance.
I
Yeah,
think
and then he lost
he
his
just had
wife
high
and his,
performance.
well, he lost his wife and his child.
Yeah.
And then he
Well,
went
he didn't
road
lose
rage.
them. He just got killed.
Well, how, they were no longer with
To
him.
be fair though, she ripped the guy's hand off with a car. She had it coming. I mean,
Yeah, but that's it's just speculation in movies. It's fun to sit back and entertain yourself with it and think of the possibilities, but that type of situation I don't think would be handled in the same manner if it was to happen today.
well, all this Hollywood product is predictive programming. Yeah, getting people to
Yeah, it
respond,
is.
not necessarily respond to specific circumstance, but getting emotional responses to certain types of conflicts and resolutions.
Well, that was what I finally come to the conclusion of here on YouTube is it's the best I can do with what I have in retrievable knowledge is to be antagonized and called a demon, called a piss poor dad who raised a murderer, calls my son a murderer, disrupts, and the people that could foundate this channel that have are parts of cults of personalities, and I'm sure you know that from Jack Talcott.
I don't know
So,
why you don't let Steven on your show more. If he wants to come here,
oh, he was here yesterday.
yeah. What did he say?
And he started just rattling off about my son, me, just the most provocative things that he could say.
Yeah,
So I was
man.
like, I said what I said. I meant what I said. And I shut the stream down. And I finished off another bottle of bourbon and figured,
How could you possibly let
it's
anything that worm says bother you? Like,
not him. Not him that bothers me. I get on here and I try to socialize so that I have a break from the constant throbbing in my heart and head over my son. And I try to put that behind me when I'm on here. And I've had people scorn me whenever I tried to talk about it and tried to come to terms with it. And, oh, you're emotionally seeking. Oh, your son this, your son that. I thought, all right.
If
You know,
any of your listeners can drag Steven in here, drag him in here. I'll punch him around for a while. You just listen.
yeah, they're not going to come on here.
You might as well
Even the
take advantage of it. You know, you might get a boost in your viewers if I let me fight with Steven on here. This is a
Well,
platform
now
he
I
can't
would.
control. Platform he can't control, so he can't shut me up. Trust me, I'll make him cry. He'll leave here crying.
Well, I would allow that. I would allow that for you now, because the people that, just like Cage, he just come on here. Cage is generally on a panel, man. He'll hang out and he'll shoot the shit, and he'll work and keep a line of a conversation going or something. But you know, when I started watching that, even after I replatformed, I was like, okay, well, you know, if that's the best that people can do, then they get what they deserve. So if that's what they want, is their shit entertainment, go get it. Go do what you got to do. But as for me, this channel's about me now. It's not about other people trying to project and share wisdom and address higher and broader states of thinking. And I'm not going to cater to it. I'm not going to cater to it. You know,
This would be a significant departure, but it would still be fun.
yeah, and it's shame that it come to that,
It'd be like
but
a one time special, you know, pay per view. Me bitch slapping King Steven. I'm making him glad he lives in Canada instead of Southern Illinois, where I would stomp a mud hole in his ass.
Right. It's just a shame to see how truly culted and how much groupthink there is in a platform and a community that claims not to be a part of groupthink.
Well,
When
of course
that's all that they are.
That's like a contradiction in terms, or you know, it's like a paradox. How can you not be engaged in groupthink if you're a community? Like, what do you share then? How therefore are you a community if you don't engage in groupthink? Like, they just don't like that. They don't like that word. They're like, oh, I don't like that word. How you're describing it? Well, it's a literal kind of. Everyone knows what groupthink means, and you didn't share certain values. Is there some conspiracy? No, it's shared values. Yeah, everybody thinks certain shit is degenerate. Everybody thinks certain shit is funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that is groupthink.
And it is.
When you can anticipate what your audience is going to think about something, that is groupthink.
But they justify their behavior and they go on and they do what they do. And then you've got the what I call the high vibers. I'm not a high viber. I transcend. You know, certain times I may feel some pretty decent vibes. And then other times I may be some low resonant energy. But I still have something of value to say. It's their interpretation. You know, if you're looking for an endorphin drug rush from YouTube, then these are nothing more than drug seekers, man. And if they can't stay loyal or contribute and be a part of a open platform that shares wisdom, insight, information, forward thinking, then they're nothing more than drug addicts looking for their next hit of dopamine. And they're just searching fucking YouTube for whatever triggers that dopamine. The lack of attention span, and it's a lack of integrity that has fulfilled and succeeded the expectations of someone like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Those are the drug dealers today. And all these pieces of shit that run around getting their fix. Well, there's your drug dealer. I just named 4 of them. I hope they serve you well.
Or peace, love, and recycle Jack Talcott. I don't know what the fuck kind of drug that is he's selling, but there's obviously some people addicted to it.
Hopium. That's what we call it in this neck of the woods. Hopium. He's selling them an infeasible ideal.
There's no idea.
Different.
He doesn't even formulate ideas when he talks. He just spouts word salad. I think he's schizo.
Come on, man.
Either schizo or he's pretending to be. He's trying to behave a certain way, but his brain doesn't think that way that he's trying to behave, so it's not working right. Something's getting lost in the translation between what he's trying to pretend to be and what he actually is. There's another layer in there somewhere that's malfunctioning badly and it's producing this weird uncanny valley output. I think that's the only reason people pay attention to him. It's like watching those videos of a weird android that is very human-like, but strangely different enough that it's creepy. You know what I mean? That's where Jack is. He's an uncanny valley of infotainment, where he makes a lot of noise and says nothing, literally nothing coherent. I sit there and type what he was saying, literally word for word, for a while in his chat one day, and it was all just gibberish. None of it. You read it, it seems like it's like some kind of freeform beat poem or something. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
I think you hit it on the head right there. Beatnik. He reminds me of an old fucking beatnik. Come on, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Can't we all just love one another? Can't we just get along and go to Washington?
Obviously, he never lived through that culture because he does not do it well. He's like a parody of it. He's like a parody of it. Like,
yeah, he's a bad copy of a Burnout Scene, but even the hippie thing, he don't even apply to that, to my notion.
I can't believe he really gets an income from doing that.
I mean, what people are paying him?
How much could he possibly be garnering from super chats and stuff? Like $500-600 a month, maybe.
If that.
I seen him maybe rack up. I seen him maybe rack up like $30 or $40 one night. It was when I was arguing with him.
I'll be damned.
Nothing like that since.
I'll be damned. See, that's fucked up because
people were saying he kept booting me backstage, and people kept saying, "What are you doing to Beast Robot? He's being perfectly nice and polite and trying to engage. What are you doing here? What are you doing? Oh, I think he's with somebody. I think I'm not sure what to do about this now. I've got it now, and now I don't know what to do with it. It's got the thing with the Tahana. They have a and he just devolved into gibberish. He wasn't even saying words at one point, like because he knows his audience is turning on him, and then people started putting up super chats like defending me, paying $5 to say something in my defense on the screen. Like, what the fuck's going on here? This guy, he don't know what to do. He's torn between despising me and not wanting to have a logical conversation really about anything, and the fact that if he entertains me briefly, he gets money, rewarded with money. So he's struggling through those two forces, or he hates me, but he knows if he could do it with some defense of his own dignity and insanity, he can get money by letting me on there. So every once in a while he still lets me on there, but very, very briefly, and I don't get a chance to say anything, like nothing.
Well, I'll tell you, man. Out of the two, well, the 2 years that I have been interacting from when I started really pursuing being on chats, panels, and even starting to operate my own channel. And I look back and I look at some videos from 2 years ago, even some that were older. And these motherfuckers are still saying the exact same fucking nonsense that they were saying then. They haven't grown. They haven't developed. You know, they haven't conditioned themselves to a new understanding.
This occurs to me, Jack probably assumes I'm one of these people that's going to get into a bickering fight with him and act like a jerk and some stupid idiot, but I don't. I go in there and try to engage what he's talking about. And I try to get him to explain further on anything he says, and he doesn't like to do that because he doesn't like to elaborate on these little nonsensical phrases that he says. So he doesn't. That's what he doesn't like. I'm like, well, can you explain what you mean by that? Peace robot. I'm not gonna do this with you today, and kick me backstage. You know, like, but I think he only lets me in there because he thinks I'm somebody who's going to act up and be stupid like Daisy and yell at him, so he can keep kicking me back and drag it, and then say, "See what I mean, people? Peace robot. You're welcome to bring your confusion here. You're welcome to bring your misunderstanding and your fears and blah 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 blah." And then like passive aggressively insult me for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna take another chance with Peace Robot. Peace Robot, how are you? I'm okay. I'm not doing this with you, Peace Robot. No, I'm not doing this with you. See, he wants me. If I don't, because I don't go in there yelling and screaming at him, he doesn't, because he's playing this narrative of like, oh, this completely unreasonable, jerky Peace Robot. I'm gonna keep kicking him backstage, but I never give him a reason, and it makes his audience turn on him when he does it. Weird.
It is. It's bizarre behavior, but it feeds the drama club. I haven't ever had no problem with you here, brother. I appreciate it when you come.
Yeah, you're not a paranoid weirdo. Like, you're not a paranoid weirdo running the Jerry Springer operation.
No,
that's
hell
what
no.
I'm saying. Like, but let's be honest. That is fun once in a while. You don't have to keep this laser focus on your stream. You could bring Steven in here just to talk to me. If any of your listeners, how many listeners do you have right now?
Oh fuck! I ain't even looking. I was just sitting back, enjoying the conversation with you, brother.
You got 100, 150? 5? 10?
Yeah, 5.
5? Well, I'm sure some of those people know King Steven and can invite him in here if he wants to talk to me like a real man instead of coming in being some sort of reverse cheerleader, cowgirl cheerleader, like, with these sing-songy little insults that he likes to loop on. If he wants to actually talk to me, if he's got the balls, I'd like to challenge him right now to come in here and just have a conversation with me about anything.
I think I have to question the ball thing. Well,
we'll get into that. If he does show up, I will say, is the reason you're here because you have balls? Because I heard that you didn't. Can you just verify or confirm or deny? Are you here because you have balls, or in spite of the fact that you have no balls?
Well, I've got a couple platforms that I found that I can go to, and I'm very welcomed. As a matter of fact, before I did this stream, I was on one of them, and we were discussing the concept of being a Satanist, and I had my altar blazed up, and we was discussing summoning and various other aspects, and we were cutting up along the way, having some fun, but still, keeping an entertaining topic going. And there's a couple channels that I can do that on, and I really appreciate them. And they're so far and few between. And
I haven't seen any obvious way to find people with live streams. Like, how do you even find out about these things? I found out because someone gave me a link to your YouTube, but I didn't just stumble onto it. How do people even find it?
There's in YouTube, in your main page, whenever you go to the top, or you start a search, or you can do search. You can see lives. You can see who's live streaming. Your subscriptions should have a red dot beside it to let you know that they're live streaming.
Does this work on a phone?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything about live streams on my YouTube.
Yeah, there should be a banner at the top of, I believe it's your home page, the YouTube home page, and it'll have a little space at the top of it. It says live, and then it shows you who all's live streaming. But I always just kind of hit my my preferences, or I go down the list and see who's dotted to see who's live, and sometimes I'll just hit the preferences and see who all's running live streams.
Yeah, I see it. I see it now. It's a menu that pops in from the left on my app.
Yep.
You can browse live streams.
Yeah, some of the panels are really cool. You can just jump on there and start shooting the shit, and they're really open. And then some of them are just, that's all they're about is the argument. And then you have your niche channels, flat earthers, hollow earthers, political channels, religious channels, and it's like, man, I just wanted a platform to express new concepts, new ideals, share some wisdom, some insight, and some knowledge, still maintain a relevancy. But these people seem to be addicted to their dopamine. So I'm no Bezos, Zuckerberg, Gates, or Elon. So you're probably not going to find your drug of choice here.
It only shows me a very short list of people that are live streaming now on YouTube.
Yeah, it's part of the algorithm. They don't want dissidents out there in commercial sponsored YouTube channels. So if you're a commercial sponsored YouTube channel and you're in the algorithm as visiting like Jack Talcott's or here or a few other channels, then it's not going to give you the feed for channels that are getting revenue. Are you seeing anything?
Yeah, but it's all just Minecraft shit and fucking Trump shit and
Shit. Just plain shit.
yours isn't even listed.
Nope. I'm a dissident.
How do people get on that list that is showing me?
The algorithm. If you speak the way that
It's only showing me like 80 fucking live streams. You know, that's not an algorithm. Those are all handpicked, sponsored.
they want that money.
Live news feeds, like there's a news feed about Gene Hackman just found dead.
Oh, that's old news. That's definitely old news. I've been working with these algorithms for quite a while now, and I've pretty much got the gist of them down. I know how they classify, how they section channels off so that they can't get growth or
Sound like a gambler
participate.
talking about slot machines.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Same fucking concept.
Yeah, it's
Not
rigged.
much different. Yeah,
Rigged.
completely.
Can you game it? Well, what does gaming mean? You get in line at the right time, and you know, watch somebody dump a bunch of money in there, and then going behind them.
Yeah.
Casino economy. That's actually casino economy. We've had that. Oh shit! Since the
Well,
80s, probably. I would say casino economy and everybody getting boxes of food from the store and
yeah,
we're all
it's
house pets.
it's not a fair and open arena on social media, especially YouTube. You know, if you fuck up and you get caught with some free thought that's not coherent to what can be monetized, commercialized, or they
Oh, it's well
consider to
beyond
be
that. It's well beyond that. You have to actively demonstrate that you can drive revenue and influence basically before you're even on YouTube, so to speak. Before that, you're just able to add friends and things like that. Basically, like any other social media platform, you know, you have your little circle of people that you might know, or casually know through other meeting in other forums, and say, "Oh, let's here subscribe to my YouTube." But as far as just a random person picking up YouTube and looking at stuff, everybody's going to see the same tiny little handful of shit because it's just turned into commercial television. That's all it is. It's commercial television. It went from a free for all to now it is a fully controlled and tailored product that you know has this sort of ancillary feature where you can do weird, funny, quirky stuff with your friends too. A big fucking deal. You know, it's like Etsy. You know, Etsy is not a platform to service people making handmade garbage in their fucking knitting room. You know what I'm saying? Etsy's designed to market mass-produced garbage, but it also has a social media feature where people can trade their own garbage to each other. But
Well, it's kind
whatever,
of like the
it's a gimmick.
Facebook
You know,
marketplace.
it's like every social media platform. How do
Yeah,
they start? How does it start? a dating website. How does a dating website get past the 0 user barrier? How do you get anyone to join a dating website that has no users?
Set up a army of bots, man.
Right. Not even bots, just the appearance of other users, and you even do it manually for a while, just until you get several thousand people. Just give some, just tailor some weird results. Hire prostitutes if you have to, whatever. If I had created Tinder, that's what I would have done. All right, boys, we're gonna have a prostitution service here. It's called Tinder, and guess what? We're just gonna let people put up profiles on there and pretend it's a dating website, but really, we're engaged in active prostitution here. And
pretty much.
How do you get users? Well, you get one guy to go on a date with one of our fucking prostitutes. That's it,
Yeah.
And then step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. I don't know how we get to there, but somehow, like, you start with prostitutes. Like, you want guys to think Tinder works. How do you do that? You make Tinder work.
Well, I tell you, if it continues on in this manner, I'm going to go ahead and change the format here, apply the algorithm hacks that I have, and just take this to a whole nother level, because I'm not going to contend to try and cater to a community that can't even bring themselves to participate after the first offended, oh, that offended me, or this offended me, or I'm not about that, or no, man, he's not vibing right, or this, that, or another. Well, that has
You gotta do
nothing
what
to do
Talcott
with
does.
it.
You just gotta have a show every day, no matter what.
Well, sometimes I just don't.
Over time, you'll accumulate listeners.
Yeah, just sometimes I really. Some days are just not YouTube days for me, man.
Doesn't matter.
You
gotta do what Talcott does. You gotta put out a little shit every day.
Yeah.
Don't skip too many days, but and you'll gradually accumulate users. Like Talcott's got what, 2,000 subscribers? Big fucking deal. His live streams get like 150 people, maybe at most.
Yeah.
150 unique viewers, or like.
Yeah.
Come on, man. 2,000 subscribers is meaningless.
Right, but to someone like Talcott, because I remember his humble beginnings, along with some other YouTubers that
his humble present. You mean his empire? He's a guy sitting in front of a fireplace.
Yeah, love, brother, love, peace.
Pasting his face on these stupid AI generated images, retarded. Pretending he's gonna meet Donald Trump. First question I asked him was, "So what are you gonna say to Donald Trump?" "Oh, I'm not going down this road with you." What? What are you here for? What are you here? What? What do you mean? What am I here for? I heard you were gonna meet Trump. What do you want to say to him? "I'm not doing this with you. Go backstage." What? He has, this is a joke. Him saying he's gonna meet Trump. I can't believe he's got the nerve to say something like that, and then deflects a question like, "What do you plan to say to him?" Like, well, I haven't thought about it yet. I'll wait till I get to there. I got nothing to say to him yet, but wait until I do get a chance to meet him. Oh, I'll be ready then.
Yeah, shit his pants being starstruck in the presence of somebody that.
Spit on him. Trump would think he was a hobo and have him beat up by some Secret Service. Quick, get him, boys, before he hops on the freight train to St. Louis.
Well, there was
We got the best people. We got the best people in our train yards. They'll stop him. I always hire the smartest people to run our train yards. This guy's they're the best. They're the best. They're gonna get this guy. Trust me. They're gonna get him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I guarantee
Trump
it.
is such a fucking jackass, man.
Hmm.
I think he was talking to I guess the president of Ukraine or whatever, being such a belligerent prick to him. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, you saw that, huh? That's been
Yeah,
the talk of the
and
town for a bit now.
Trump's aides or whatever, just straight up insulting the guy, and he's like, "You're being very disrespectful." Like, what do you? He's like, "No, I'm being respectful." You know, like I'm not gonna do his accent, but it's like he was not being disrespectful. He was just spurging on the guy, like, "God damn, Trump, take your meds, dude."
I don't know if you saw his last address, but man, he had a lot of protesters. They tried to put distractions and disruption.
Did you ever see the movie
Yeah,
Dead Zone with Christopher Walken?
no.
But you know the story by Stephen King, Dead Zone?
No.
Guy's a near-death experience, and then when he touches people, he can read their minds, kind of, and see their dark secrets.
Awesome.
Well, the president is played by Charlie Sheen, and when Christopher Walken touches him, he sees that the guy's going to start World War III. He's going to start a nuclear holocaust and destroy the world. So he winds up shooting him, you know. But that's the way Trump acts. He acts like this character from this fucking movie. He's just this lunatic, you know, like a nut job.
Mm. I got some pretty
The guy in the Stephen King story, you know, he wants to become president, right? So he is during his political career, he runs across this criminal guy, and they form this dark alliance or whatever. So he's got this criminal thug that works for him who beats people up, kills them, intimidates them, whatever he's got to do to this guy. And this, you know, these are the people working for his criminal or for his political career. They're a bunch of thugs and shit. And but that just reminds me of Trump. Like, it was predictive programming because like the administration in that movie is so much like the Trump administration.
well, one that really kills me about this side of YouTube and being an open platform. You know, I've got a pretty decent, healthy amount of faith, and if somebody starts talking about some evil ass shit or whatever, and I'm talking educated evil ass shit, not this tarot card reading, fucking, you know, Bible thumping bullshit. I'm talking serious shit. Motherfuckers will run from that. They head for the hills. I don't know what it is, man, but people don't like the absolutely real.
Yeah, it's terrible to contemplate. Basically, like being treated like a hamster in a cage by society.
Yeah, I dealt with that when I was younger. But once I was in entertainment, fuck, you know, what I was being hassled about when I wasn't there is what I was being praised for when I was in entertainment. And I thought, well, ain't that a goddamn contradiction?
Yeah.
And then I watch these people talk about their paralysis to sustain conversation. They can endure. They can whatever. But boy, the minute you touch a nerve,
I was just struck recently by another one of those contradictions. Like professional sports, they kick people out for using anabolic steroids, but the police forces actually encourage it. So
yeah,
they don't drug test their cops for some reason, but they'll drug test a weightlifter. Like, what? Why? Why do we care so much? Weightlifters lifting,
I don't.
doing steroids. Well, how about a guy that's carrying a gun around trying to make the world a better place? Do I care if that
Now
guy's
that
on
could,
steroids?
yeah,
Absolutely. I don't want that guy fucking roid raging all over people.
and they do, man.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
unmercifully.
Yeah.
You know, I've had my fair share of guns pulled on me by a bunch of crooked ass cocksucking cops, and I just got no heart for them, man. You know, I've been treated so horribly,
They're absolute
and
bitches,
just
man.
because of my appearance or what, you know, you don't like the way I look. I got long hair. I'm dressed in black. I got some creepy ass shit around me. What? What? It bother you, bitch? Now you want to pull your gun because why? Well, your testes get small because of your steroids. You got to use your false cock gun. No, fuck. It's insane. It's fucking ridiculous. But it happens every day, man. You can watch video after video after video of it on all kinds of channels. Cops crossing the line, overstepping their bounds, you know. But boy, let one of your children or you cross them the wrong way, and yeah. Not that I condone murder and none of that shit.
Well, I'm telling you, man, these fucking deputies in this county here, they're going to fucking find out pretty soon. I told you kind of what's going on with me, but they did 2 warrantless arrests in my home, and
Yeah, that's bullshit, man.
both of them are basically First Amendment retaliation. So
Mm.
highly illegal, highly dubious justifications for arrest, and Fourth Amendment violations both times. You know, they're not allowed to come in your home on a routine felony arrest without a warrant. They're supposed to run that shit by a lawyer because cops fuck it up so badly, so often. You know, it's like standard procedure. You do not go in someone's house unless you have a warrant. They all know it. They've done it to me twice now. And as soon as these criminal cases are disposed, they are going to see me in federal civil court. Period. And I'm going to hang
Do what
some
you
of them.
gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do.
They're going to regret fucking with me for as long as they have, because I haven't really had. There's been a couple of times where I had recourse, like when I got a jury trial acquittal. I could have turned around and sued for false arrest on that. And another arrest that happened proximal to that was also deemed unlawful by the state's attorney. Okay, well, I left it alone. I didn't sue nobody over it. You know, I did a little bit of time in jail. I got my jury trial acquittal. Fine. I thought they'd leave me the fuck alone. They did for a while. Now it's like they forgot what it's like to fucking butt heads with me. They think they're gonna put this stupid fucking story in front of a jury. They're fucking nuts. I ain't some fucking thrill kill fucking guy with a Born to Lose tattoo robbing liquor stores.
Right?
You know, they need not to fuck with me this way because they're gonna lose every time. And this time I'm gonna take it all the way to federal civil court afterwards, and they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay dollars, many dollars. And all I'm gonna ask the lawyer for is I'll tell him I want $500 for lawyer fees for my pro se defense before you guys took over. That's all I want at the end of this. Get them. Go get them. Rack up as much lawyer fees as you can. I'll say, you want to threaten it with $500,000? Say $500,000 at first or whatever. If I get $500,000 settlement, I'll take 500. You guys can have the rest. Whatever the agreement you guys want to do. All I want is $500 though. They probably want to.
I'll tell you a little something that I haven't let anybody on YouTube know. Is that my son had an absolutely spotless record.
Yeah.
Spotless. And his first crime was the worst possible fucking thing he could have done.
No. I think child molesting is worse.
Yeah. You got a point there. Definitely have a point there. And then when I seen all these degenerate piece of shit legal minded cocksuckers celebrating as if they had made some great victory. And when that county sheriff come up to me, I said, you realize neither side has won. I said, I don't condone what my son does, but I love my son. I said, I want you to look at your deputies there. They're all celebrating, laughing, hugging each other. I said, they're going to go home. They're going to drink beers. They're going to celebrate. I said, but nobody won here. And he was like, damn. You know, shook his head and was like, you got a point, Mr. Munn. You know.
Yep.
And they were. Hell, they were laughing, hugging each other, celebrating. Right there in the fucking same parking lot where I was. I thought, man, that wasn't justice. That was revenge.
Yep. What the law does.
Mm-hmm.
Can't dispense justice.
No. And the interesting thing is, they monitored my channel. They monitored their last name is all over my TikTok, my YouTube, my Facebook, and their last name is Hall. So whenever all this transpired, suddenly I got a bunch of subscribers with the last name Hall.
Yeah.
So I started tracing them back to the survivors list, from the eulogy list of survivors from the morgue, or not the morgue, but the funeral home, and the newspaper. Hit every fucking one of them. Dead on. I was like, I know who you are now. I know who you are now. I know exactly who you are now. And all I had to do was go back and look at the survivors list. And I don't know if they still listen. I really don't give a goddamn.
Yeah, my neighbor, he's got an OP on me. Yeah, he subscribes to my YouTube. And now I've been posting videos about him on there. He's a stalker.
You know, some of my more extreme displays of vulgar behavior is just because, you know, you had your celebration. You got my son. You had your good times, patting each other on the back, you know, celebrating, doing your thing, and then you want to come and antagonize me by subscribing to my channel and watching my channel. What are you trying to figure out? Whether I'm a hateful, satanic, cult-leading, devil-worshipping motherfucker who has the potential to just absolutely snap on a motherfucker? You never know. but I do play with them.
Yeah, I fuck with these cops around here. But I think I might have told you, one of the ladies at that church, grandson, worked for my neighbor, and got addicted to pain pills. And then, but that woman's son is also one of my neighbors, and he's a cop who I can't stand. He's done me dirty so many times. But we've kind of made a peace, me and him. But now I go to church with his mom.
Yeah, I don't know who this. I just checked the chat, refresh. Someone new. Suzanne CACI. You know this chick?
Who?
Susan CACI. I guess
Yep.
it'd be Casey. Susan Casey.
No clue.
Well, apparently she was trying to comment to what we were saying, but I can't make heads or fucking tails out of it. It don't seem threatening. Seems like she was listening pretty attentively. I appreciate that. But no, they were monitoring my son's text when he was in county jail, and I knew that they were letting the victim's son read those texts. So I said some really fucking deep, dark, atrocious, psycho fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then I'll be damned when he pulled up in the parking lot. He said the exact same fucking words that I put in that text.
Yep.
And I thought, you son of a bitch, you. He wasn't supposed to be looking at it because he was directly involved in the legal system of the case that was ongoing.
Yep.
But he did. And they covered his punk piece of shit fucking ass. Conniving, no authority, no integrity, piece of fucking garbage. And then they want to snoop around my channel, see if I'm as fucked up as my son appears to be to them. Well, I'm fucking worse. I'll make my son look like an amateur. Fuck you all. You make me sick. You're pathetic fucking... It wasn't a fucking trial. It wasn't even a... Now, if I went into details on this, which my son's appeal, I'm working on that, but if I went into detail, dude, every cop you ever see for the rest of your life, you'd have something definitely come to mind.
How did the killing happen?
My son apparently opened the door to this guy's apartment and just laid 7 rounds in the back of his fucking head.
Nice.
For no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, that kind of shit usually happens for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know who was the arresting officer was? The first one on the scene?
No.
The fucking son of the victim. Off duty. What a goddamn coincidence, right? And I don't believe in coincidences.
Why didn't he kill the son too?
Because he was unarmed whenever the son went to the beauty shop where he was apparently, I don't know, running, standing still, waiting. But who the fuck knows, man?
Yeah.
I wasn't there. But he was unarmed, went peacefully, seemed despondent, was very calm. I don't know, man.
Were you saying he was framed?
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I don't put anything out of possibility. I really don't. You know, it's pretty fucked up, man, that, you know, I tried to be relative with the situation, uh, just because social media is my interaction with humans. You know, they really took that for a ride. And like I said, when I turned away from it, went in an opposite direction, well, you know, I got rid of a lot of the redundancy and the trolls that don't think they're trolls, and then the uncultured cult. And I thought, man, you know, I give this a different angle, keep those kind of people at bay. But no, they're relentless. So my my resort was to summon the darkest and the most profound evil that I could summon upon them by physical act. Just garbage humans. That's all they are, man. And they serve their drug dealers well, being the heads of tech. As a matter of fact, I think they've had such a success rate with getting everyone addicted to social media and everybody getting that endorphin fix that they found one of the most powerful drugs that has been known to man to this point. You know, people lose their phone, man. They act like they act like they lost a family member. You know, people get shut out of a community. They feel like, you know, they've been ostracized in real life. You know, or somebody jumps their ego or their character. And suddenly they're just devastated. Well, with me, it's not about that. What it is about, though, is a type of dignity that you don't cross a line with. You don't use the less fortunate to promote your bullshit. You don't take a person's worst experience and try and browbeat them with it. You don't set and put yourself so far above another that when you get angry at them, you go for everyone you know to cult up and to utilize that as a resistance against what? Did you get your feelings hurt? Are you offended? Bitch, I've just started. And if I have to, I will have one of the most directly offensive and personal character attacking channels that they've ever seen. And it's like I told them, if I start lying, no one's safe. And then I follow that up with, you get the entertainment you deserve. So as long as you're serving your drug masters, you know, the four major drug cartel, Bezos being the fifth one, no, it's no longer with us, but still plagues us. Musk, Gates, Zuckerberg.
What do you mean Bezos is no longer with us?
I thought he died. Did he not die?
I don't know.
Oh, she just posted a comment. We ask you to all before you say, I know. I have no idea what you're trying to say, lady. Why don't you come across a little clearer? I don't read shorthand. I like coherent statements. The magic, powerful, read all. Well, if you want to play with word magic, I'll play with some word magic. You want to play with some word magic? I got some to speak. I don't have to type it down. Interesting. Simeo numa. Satanis convictus. Oculus alarum. Deus Satanis. How would you like to hear that in German? I can say that in German just as easy. Doch du Gott. Die Schwein. Saw. Des Beckens. fuck would I want anybody to call me for, man? Do I sound like somebody you would want to talk to? I appreciate that. That's what you're saying. No hammers. No game. Kind of a little bit little shrouded in that language. Dear lady, I have no idea what you're asking for. If you want my phone number, you damn sure aren't going to get it through an open platform. And if you're trying to curse me, well, who is this chick? See what we can find out about this chick. She has 965 subscribers, 3K video. Okay. Checking her channel out. Oh, here we go. Yeah, yeah. This, I know who she is now. Yeah, she's quite a pleasant person, actually. I ran across her on a feed, and she was just really seemed at peace with her own existence. She was hanging out at some really nice places, man. Museums, and going to some real cool concerts, and she was touring around, and I kept track of her for a bit, and then um, ran into a less than fortunate situation, and I forgot to come, but yeah, well, I remember you now. Yeah, always a pleasant comment for you. She was at a museum not too long ago, and she strums on the guitar and sings.
Get her on the show.
Oh, she's more than welcome. at any time. Absolutely. Yeah, she's a very, very pleasant person. Seems like she has a lot of fun too. Yeah. She she travels a lot, man. And she had one video of some deer. I remember that video. That was very, very nice video. Yeah. And she one night she was on her porch and I believe it was still chilly out, man. She was strumming that guitar and just really, man, she was getting into it. Had a great feel to her personality. So I immediately subscribed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry if I come across disrespectful or rude to you. I know exactly who you are now and I remember you and I appreciate you coming here. And I love your I love your videos. You're a good inspiration, man. Yeah, I I I had no idea that you would wind up in my chat room. I appreciate that. And no, you're wonderful. I get
Yeah, get her on the show.
yeah. Yeah. Man, she gets to go to some of the coolest places and she shares the video and she's always got something intriguing going on.
Be nice to hear this from her.
Well, I'm trying. There we go. Yeah, there's a few channels that I'll tune into just to get away from the whole nonsensical panelverse people and go to more sensible, grounded people that are still creative and still have a zest and aspiration to live and be alive and experience it without all the persecution and judgment and vindictive behavior. Yeah. Let me put her link to her channel. If is that okay if I put the link to your channel in the chat so that people can uh can subscribe and see your videos? I don't have a problem in the world doing that for you. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Let me do that for you. I'll be damned. Yeah. I'm going to have to give her a wrench too. Share. Copy link. Set you up. And there you go. There's your channel. That's how to get to this wonderful person. And I suggest if you have any appreciation for just seeing someone enjoy their life, maybe
I
to
heard you
inspire you.
You're gonna get caught again. You're staying in jail this time, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Asshole
Awesome.
neighbor shooting shit at my door.
Oh man, that's rude shit.
He's gonna think rude.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a split second to regret it soon.
How close is she to you, man? Wow. That's man, that's humbling as hell. She stopped by and shared some chat. That's very humbling. Thank you. I probably needed that. Wow. Can't you catch them on video pulling their shit, man? I figure if they're start hurtling or tossing projectiles towards your fucking door, man. Shit. Are you okay, brother?
Yeah, I'm just observing.
Hell, you may Took off to apprehend the.
Trust me, he's so stupid he's gonna do it again within minutes.
That's some pretty heavy audacity to do such a thing as that. She probably has a fucking platform in the Panelverse.
Oh, maybe I hit the wrong thing. Hello?
Hi.
Oh. Hi.
There you are.
Hi, Rat. How you doing? I'm not really good with the technical. Hi, do you see me?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
how are you doing? I'm okay. I'm sorry. It's late at night. I'm sorry I don't look beautiful.
Oh, that's superficial, and that's a matter of perspective.
Oh, I guess I apologize. I don't have my makeup like really on, fully on. It's a woman thing. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's late at night. I look better in the. It's just me. I apologize. I didn't even know I didn't know. I'm on. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm still learning this stuff. Hey, what's up? How are you? I don't even, no disrespect to the other guy, because I don't really see close up, and I just got new glasses today, but I do know who you are. The other guy, I know his voice, but I apologize. I don't know your name because I can't really see it.
Call me Spike.
Hi,
Peace,
Spike.
robot.
How are? Oh, like Spike, like back in the day, the Spike from that fucking movie. No offense, but hi, Rat. How you doing? I just want to let Rat know that I not that I could put myself in your shoes. I have listened to you for a few months, and my pain goes out with your because I can't say, oh, I know with your son, but I know you love your son no matter what happened. And I have a family too, and everybody's got their own like issues. Personally, I'm coming from. My God, the pain. But even if your son was listening, maybe because he's younger in his 30s, and it might take him till his 50s, the pain that you carry and the love for your son. And if he's listening, hopefully he hears that, and he may not feel that till 20 years from now, but not to put him on a guilt trip. He will understand.
I believe that, and I thank you so much for having the heart to understand. Thank you for your acknowledgement of it, and best I've got is just to keep faith that he becomes a better person and comes to terms with himself, with everything.
And not only that, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine.
The society will realize, like, I have a 16-year-old who will be a 17-year-old, and it's not like we haven't, because it's different decades and times that we had lived through that type of feeling. And hopefully that they will give your son. Now, don't get me wrong, this is no respect to the other end of those families. Okay, I understand where you come from because of that pain and that he is young, and not to throw him out, that we do shit when we're young that's so fucked up, and it won't take 20, 30 years to go, what the fuck was you thinking? And hopefully they'll comfort, like, it's all pain. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. But I know that you love your son, and he's in his own spectrum, and so are they.
You I don't even know how to. You said more than you said more than anybody else has even spoke on YouTube, or even some people in my actual life. You've said more in just this few minutes and been more empathetic than the biggest part of the people that I've encountered, and that's
I won't cut you. I'm just saying that I'm going through my own stuff. That I had a father pass away the last few months, and an older brother that was a schizophrenic. And I'm not going to get into that with this. I had a brother that was schizophrenic since he was 18. He lived with my dad, and 3 months later he passed away. This is all within the last 3 months or so. And so I'm not even putting it against what you're going through. It's the emotions.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter the situation. We recognize the emotions. And a lot of people, like, I'm not saying that they're at fault. when people don't experience the emotions, they're not gonna really understand the emotions. And then the
deep.
echoing of the emotions of the family, and then the family, those emotions go so many different ways, and then you're trying to figure out their emotions from those different ways of the emotions. You know what I'm saying. I know you know what I'm saying. I don't know
Yes.
about anybody else.
Well, if it's any consolation, you have absolutely mesmerized me with your compassion tonight. I'm speechless, and I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rat. It's okay if I call you Rat?
Well, of course.
I mean, whatever you like. Like some people call me Sue, Susie, Susan. So I don't even know what you would like me to call you, and you could tell me, and I'll call you that. Rat access. You let me know.
It's whatever you feel comfortable with. I'll respond either way.
But that's how it works with the name Susan. I was growing up with the name Suzanne, and that's what I would used to always say with people. Whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to call me Susie Q, I had so many people. You got what I'm saying. Susie Q, Susan, Susie, whatever it is, you knew that they were comfortable. Whatever, if they want to call me whatever, and as long as the truth came out, they could call me whatever name that they felt comfortable with.
As long as it's real.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see me. I'm trying to get my cigarettes here. I apologize if I look horrible. I got new glasses. I'm trying to find my cigarette. It's the only reason I called you, and I don't want you to get the wrong ideas, because I did not realize. I don't even know if you could see me, so don't mind me if I'm going back and forth. It's just the way I am. I did not realize that after hours or an hour or two, you're like, oh, there's your Susan Cutchy. I thought you saw me immediately.
No, I
like,
had to refresh.
Shit.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, I had to refresh my chat because the resources froze up, and I was like, who is this? And then whenever I linked it to your channel, I was like, oh man, I was at one of my worst points. I found you and your channel, and you had done a short that I was.
I've done like almost 3 million videos here. What do you? Oh,
right. And I was like, wow. And then I started watching where you were going, the concerts, museums, and I was like, man.
I mean, my father passed away in November, and my I have an older brother. I mean, I don't know if I'm going off topic here.
No, you're fine.
But I had some sorrow. We've had sorrow in my family. I had my father, second time of throat cancer. He didn't make it. In November 17, he passed away. And like, I have an older brother who was schizophrenic, who lived with my father, and I love my brother. We are a very good family. There's a couple of our brother, sister here. And what had happened was, when my father passed away, there's a will. There's a long thing. I'm not going to get into it. to make sure that my brother, that was classified as schizophrenic, and I've seen it all my life, when he was 18. Okay, I don't want to get into my history. I married him, but I left my house at 22, and my mother had passed away back then, and she tried to find, like, there's like a long thing. I don't want to get into it in a matter of that with schizophrenia. I don't have schizophrenia.
Right.
I'm a psychic. I'm going to tell everybody outright. I am a damn psychic. I've been that all my life. It runs in my family. But my
Naturally
older brother
blessed.
my older brother, I'm not going to get into that, brother. All I know is my older brother back in the 80s, and I saw it, the man law classified him as schizophrenic. Don't mind me, I'm trying to get my cigarettes here. But anyway, and he passed away. My father passed away in November, 3 months to the date my brother just passed away. This is all recent. And wait, hold
Shoot my
on.
house one more time, motherfucker.
Oh wait, I forgot that guy was on the line. Who you at? Who you is? Who you is?
Peace Robot has some neighbors that are less than friendly towards him, and they antagonize him. He's in a very small community.
I'm not antagonizing him. I'm sorry. I
No.
apologize.
No.
I know he was
No, I
talking.
got a
His
neighbor.
neighbors are.
I was
Yes.
talking shit to my neighbor. He was out in his yard.
Neighbors suck. Go ahead.
He was shooting projectiles at my house with a slingshot or a blowgun or something.
You gotta get the fuck out of here. At you?
At my house.
At your house or at
Little
you?
game he plays. He thinks I smashed out one of the windows on his car, so he's shoots bolts and little BBs and shit at my house all the time.
That's fucked up shit. All right.
Right?
Everybody in town hates the guy.
Wait,
Man.
hates you or the guy? I
This guy.
apologize. I'm getting off the subject.
He's also
sorry.
quite the prolific scammer. He has a handyman business that he uses to rip people off. You know, he'll take the money for the job and then not complete
Well,
the
he
job.
ain't gonna rip me my ass off. I ain't that stupid, but I'm sorry.
Access was telling me you travel a lot.
Okay. So it sounds like, did you grow up in the neighbor? I don't even mean, you know what? Thank you, Rat, for listening to me. Who am I? Wait, other than Rat, who are you?
You can just call me Spike if you want.
Okay, Spike. And this guy, did you grow up with him in the neighborhood?
No.
I'm just curious.
I moved here 15 years ago.
Well, that's a long time.
I bought these 2 empty lots that were next to the trailer he was renting at the time, and he owns the trailer now. But at the time, it was just 2 empty lots next to his trailer, and he had the run of it. You know, he could have parties there, and his kids played it. Then I bought it, and he got pissed off.
Well, who's paying the taxes? Have you been keeping up with your tax? Okay, wait, you're paying the taxes for you and Party Guy?
No,
I
he's just
apologize.
saying.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm a little
No,
confused.
what were you asking?
I was asking that party lot place here that you're talking about.
Oh,
Excuse me, Rat.
I bought 2 empty lots, and I've been trying to do like self-sufficiency with solar panels and collecting rainwater and growing food and stuff.
Okay, it's called The Dream. Okay. But the point is, here's reality. Who the fuck owns the lots?
Me.
Okay. You own these lots. How many acres?
4/10 of an acre.
4/10 of an acre. Okay. And is he on 4/10? Okay. Does this guy live on 4/10 of your acre? I mean, your acre.
No, he lives next door.
Okay, so he owns the next door acre.
No, he's got 1 lot. So it's
Who
like half of
owns
what I got.
what? That's, you know what it comes down to? I'm not trying to fight with you. When it comes to property, who owns what? And how could they prove it? So, what is it that he's pissing you off with? I'm just curious.
He's just trying to. He's just a awful person, and he wanted these properties, and he thought he could get them by getting me in trouble, and then getting it, get me behind on my taxes or something. But all these schemes he keeps coming up with, they
Oh,
never
no,
work.
no, 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 no. I don't want you to get mad at me. Is he the tax collector
No,
of your town?
no.
Well, then why would it have to do with anything with him and the taxes?
Well, he thinks if I get behind on my taxes, that he can buy the property at auction, at a tax auction.
All right, fair enough. I understand that motherfucking tactic. But have you been on? Have you? No, I'm just trying here to bust anybody's chops. I love you, Rat. And Matt is Matt. All right. Have you been paying your taxes? And you have to answer my questions or not. And you could say respectfully, Suzanne, I
Pay my
will
taxes
not
on time every
answer it.
year. It's $100 a
Okay.
year.
Okay, you pay your taxes.
Yep.
Does that motherfucker you think pays his taxes?
Unfortunately, yeah, he does.
Okay. So you're both paying your taxes. So what's the problem?
He's constantly causing me grief.
Okay, so that would be something. Are you taking him to court to tell the judge?
Well, I just got
I would
arrested.
suggest a lawyer. Even though people never like a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I worked with several lawyers as their secretary to see the
Well, then you
health
know what a jury
and high
trial is.
water. Lawyers don't go to school. I'm not
Then you know
sticking
what
up for
you work for
lawyers, but
lawyers,
I'm
you know what
gonna
a jury
stick up.
trial is, then, right?
I'm gonna tell you something. Lawyers don't spend. I'm not a lawyer. I worked with them. They don't spend thousands of dollars to become a lawyer, pass the bar, use legalese to not be a lawyer. I'm not sticking up for lawyers. It's the way this reality works. So sometimes judges know lawyers. You understand what I'm coming from. It's just like
Oh,
what
yeah.
they call, but anyway, but go ahead.
You know what a jury trial is,
What's
then?
the problem? Oh, I know exactly what all that fucking legalese
Yeah, well, here's an
shit is,
example.
and I'm not a
Here's
lawyer.
an
Go
example
ahead.
interaction between me and my neighbor. Kept trespassing on my property with his mower. I repeatedly warned
Okay.
him to stay off. He didn't. Ultimately, I chased him off with a knife after months and months of this shit. And I got arrested. Well, 2 years later, after a jury trial, I get a not guilty verdict from a jury. So this is typical
Okay,
of the
so
kind
it
of
must
interaction.
have been that he was on your land.
Yes.
But what's the beef? What's
But
the
this is
beef?
typical of the interactions we get into. I'm in the right, and yet I'm the one who winds up getting arrested, and I get punished, and then at the end of it, they're like, "Oops, sorry,"
How are you in the right along? And I'm not fighting with you or anything. How
That's
are you in the right in the sense of the lawyer, the legalese? How were you in the right?
I was in the right because he was on my property, and I have a right to run him off.
Okay, I
I've done
got
that
you on
twice
that.
now. Been arrested twice. The second time, they didn't even take it to trial. They knew better. It already happened once. And that was with a
You
baseball
got
bat.
it. Okay.
And I recently got arrested for putting up a sign because the guy's a meth head, and he doesn't sleep, and he just pesters me all night and makes a bunch of noise to wake me up with his stereo and shit. And he's told people that he does it deliberately to annoy me. And
I don't know where you live. I don't need to cut you off. You got a meth lab? Well, that's illegal.
no, my neighbor's a meth head.
All right, no. Does he have a meth lab?
No, nobody
That's
makes
a
meth anymore.
different
It's all ice.
story.
It's all this ice shit that comes from Mexico.
Is ice the same as meth? I don't know.
No, not exactly. I mean, it depends on who you ask. I mean, depends Depends on what you're used to, I guess.
There is no guessing when it comes to law. I'm not saying I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm going to say
I'm not
that on
guessing
a
about him being
record.
meth head. I have it confirmed by many people who know him, and they're also, some of them are also meth heads. I'll give him up immediately. Yeah, he does meth.
Okay, so what's your beef with the guy? Like, what's your?
Won't leave me
I
alone.
don't. I'm not trying to fight you. What is your beef with this man? I'm curious.
Won't leave me alone.
Okay, how is he not leaving you alone?
Called the cops 62 times in 4 months until he finally managed to get me arrested on some bogus made up shit that disappeared in the end. You know, it's one of those things where like I get punished preemptively, and then at the end they say, "Oh, not guilty. Oh, okay, sorry." Only I didn't even get the sorry.
So, how much money you paid for that shit? Where maybe you think like that would sound like something me personally, but this is not have to do with you. If I was in that situation, I'd get the fuck out of that fucking town and just get another place that nobody leaves me alone. But
Well,
that's
you don't have
just
a penis,
me.
so yeah. But I'm a man, so I'm gonna stand my ground.
I've been married more than 30 years. I know that one. Oh, trust me. I know that one. I'm not even fighting with you. I feel like we're getting off the topic because what I was trying to call rat was because I was trying to, well, has not, like, I'm just saying, I want to tell Rat that I had listened to him for a few months or so, and I don't comment, Rat. I'm sorry, only once. And I feel the pain when he talks about his son because, and what he said what his son did and stuff like that. But I look at it like, because we're older and it looks like with his son, not to say that he's not guilty or nothing, but when we're at different stages of life, we can do stupid motherfucking shit. And some of us, it's like, my God, how the fuck did we get away with it? And then we go into a different decade where you ain't gonna get away with it. Does that sound right?
Yeah, you got that right.
Thanks. Yeah, like the different decades. And let me tell you, I'm not even gonna go into my own motherfucking shit of what went on with my father dying, and then 3 months later, I have a brother that was schizophrenic that died, and in his will, and I do understand and respect because we love our brother that was schizophrenic to make sure that he was always in a good place. My brother, even though he was a schizophrenic, he was a good man. He didn't do, he was a good guy, my brother, but he wasn't in the right state of mind since he was 18, and he's been on a state shit. And, my sister, I understand what she's saying where this inheritance, because now they're both had passed, but this is my own problem. We all got our, I'm not telling you what to do or Rat what to do. We all got our own motherfucking problems of how this shit comes up. And then we're dealing with the law of man, not the law of the spirit, the law of man.
You're right on that. They are two different things.
Oh my God. Thank you, Rat. And then I like with the husband, but I ain't gonna get into it where sell the place, rent the place. Like I ain't even, there's a lot of shit going on with me too, brothers. Okay, we all got a lot of shit. And then we got the shit that these motherfuckers on the world stage. Now you could look at my videos and go, this chick's crazy. I really could give a shit. Okay? Because even the stuff that I put on video that anybody ever see, That's only 1% of who the fuck I am. I think Rat will understand that, right?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with your channel
Oh,
until
you're
I had
sweet.
to start doing the appeals process. But I always enjoyed every time you'd post a video. I was just like, man, what an amazing person.
Oh, thank you, Rat, because even if you said, oh, Sue, I didn't hear, I never listened to any one of your videos. It wouldn't
Oh
matter to
no.
me, not disrespectfully, it's like, but you know what I'm saying?
No,
We're
you're
dealing with a
inspiring.
world, mother. It's like like what they say with taxes, and there's when they say taxes, and then that I'll be honest, Rat. I was listening the last few years, and I won't mention no names, but learning astrology, and
Okay.
that's a complicated subject in itself, and how they
It gets,
may have
yeah.
came across. I want to say through history or time or whatever you want to put it. You know where I'm putting this at. How they came with why it's called taxes, why it became taxes, and it's like the fixed, the mutable. Wait. The fixed, the mutable, and what's the other one? Cardinal in astrology. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you, brother. And I'm not saying I knew this all my life because I didn't. But you put it sounds like a parrot, the puzzle pieces together, and you're like, my God, I fucking see it.
It's a cycle.
It's just I actually wrote a fucked up song called. I have to bring this up with people that are listening now. First of all, I have to bring this up. If anybody's listening to my songs, and I know sometimes I sound off key and all that, but that is not my perspective. I'm tuning and channeling most of the songs that are on my channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
that's what was.
not okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I've listened to you sing and play several times. I was like, she's
Many
just
of the
having the time of her
times they're
life.
channeled. Like, do you understand where I'm coming
Yeah,
from? They're
yeah, I do.
channeled. If you ask me to sing a certain song, somebody, I don't know if I could do it. I'd have to go back and listen to what I'm doing. I could do it, but it's not like, oh, I memorized it from here to the end of time. They were channeled songs. And I just feel like you are one of the people that understand where I'm coming from. They're channeled. They're not songs that I made up and I memorized. These were songs that were coming from my heart and soul.
I could definitely feel that because you were just in your own world when you were playing and singing, and I was like, man, to be that content, just to be that content again. It was just a magical moment. I really enjoyed it, and I still do. I it's like you're reaching inside of yourself and pulling out this expression that is just true to the moment. That's what caught me so much, especially with the songs that you just come off the cuff with. I'm like, yep, she's in the zone. Did you accidentally mute yourself?
Sometimes I don't.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up. Your audio's breaking up a little bit.
My
Yeah, still can't hear you. I can see you. We can see you fine. Just can't hear you. You might want to check and see if you're muted. Let me see. Let me see on this end. Oh, shit. Maybe her phone went dead. She's, and I do suggest if you get a chance to check out her channel, and if you ever just need a peaceful, easy moment and interact with some down to earth, good feel, definitely suggest her channel. I was a very honored guest. That was very unexpected, very appreciated. Anyhow, we've been running. It looks like about 4 hours now, and I'll say this is a much more pleasant stream than what I anticipated, and Susie, thank you for showing up. Peace Robot, you're always welcome here, man. You're a welcome guest at my channel all the time. And Fools and Tools and participants in the chat, thank you for your participation. Thank you for being here and being a part of this. And hopefully we can all grow together in a direction that is forward, progressive, and thinking, broadening, understanding, and just generally being just genuine people, man. You know, be real. And real isn't always happy. Real isn't always up. Real is sometimes just eating pavement with your teeth. And then sometimes it's just relaxing in the sun under a tree, man. But either way, as long as you're real about it, that's everything right there. Man, thanks for the mood change. I definitely needed that, and I hope everyone has a wonderful morning, evening, night, and I hope that this can inspire you to know that a dark day can turn bright, and a bright day can turn dark. And on that, thank you all. Been a pleasure. Access out.